Oh, hello, replay viewer. Thank you for connecting. I am Ami, broadcasting from Far East Japan. This is a weekly reminder to think better, feel better, being better for a conscious creation using this mind body makeover card deck provided by Dr. Mona Lisa Schultz. If you're interested about how work, please go check drmonalisa.com for her latest sharing. So I am mostly connecting every Monday through X, but having some challenge interacting with live joiner with the commenting feature over there. So deciding to come here and see how this goes and see how it flows. So just check in to see. Oh, hi! Great! So, and now we're able to connect here and we like to pull the card for this week's reminder. And it is a national holiday here in this country, in Japan. So I was kind of reflecting the new moon energy and get going with the new fresh energy. Over the weekend, I was really drained energy and recover in taking care of myself well. And then this morning, as in a collective, local collective is kind of very slow and quiet. And I was wondering, like, what it's the Monday, you can feel the Monday energy. The people around you is like, starting the week and then the noon, and it's the Monday energy you sense in the morning. But this morning was kind of strange, and then realized that this is the holiday weekend. So I'm kind of extended the recovering process from. Carryover energy from this August, September, I think. So, but so grateful to be able to connect with you, Mel. Okay, the reminder for us here is top. Reminder for all of us for this week is healing anger. Healing anger. It's the sixth energy center, color indigo, which is about third eye, perception, intuition, intellect, uh, connect, reliable. You too? Maybe we want to do this in here later on or Instagram, whichever. So the healing anger. Anger is one of the five human basic emotions: love, joy, fear, anger, and sadness. Uh, that's so true. That's so true. And the so-called the negative energy, anger, angry about something, angry about something or some happenings or event or perhaps self, that anger, how come it is happening or not happening in a way. The expectation is not aligning to what you've been perceiving at this point. So then sometimes it goes to sadness, sad. But the other side of the coin is the anger. It's a more energy charged emotion. The sadness is more drained energy, no energy, low energy, depressive, sad, But it's similar component creating that energy, emotion. In conjunction with the sixth energy center. I'm always miss saying that sixth energy center and third eye, sixth chakra, third eye, not the third energy center. I always say third energy center. It's a sixth energy center. It's about the way we perceive, the way we believe, mind, and information capturing and processing center, energy center, and the brain. That's what the physical organ is, the brain, in conjunction with the anger. So, healthy thought pattern here is I love myself unconditionally. Or twice, maybe, is an option too. Twitch, yeah. I think I'm simultaneous broadcasting to Twitch through here, Prism. So, yay. Thanks, Mel. So, I think I want to putting more attention to this platform, Twitch, YouTube from Prism, instead of former Twitter X. Yeah. Good suggestion. Thank you. So here's a healthy thought. I love myself unconditionally. I accept both my strengths and my flaws. Oh, good. Yay. Thanks for letting me know for the notification from Twitch. I've been away for a long time, and then I started some Japan journey kind of sharing, viewing tour, but see how I can reorganize the channel. So then that could be more easier for all of us to get some idea what's happening and what we are co-creating here. Okay, so I love both my strength and my flaw. Even though I love myself just as I am, I accept the parts of myself that need to change and grow. So unconditional love to myself, and I accept both sides, strength and flaws. Even though I love just the way as I am, I accept the parts of myself that need to change and grow. Grow. Yeah, that's right. That's healthy thought. Unhealthy thought here is I frequently find fault in myself. I'm not trying hard enough. This discipline, I think I noticed that some cultures has more pressure or thicker veil to put on the children as corrective under the permission of culture or whatever. You know what I mean? Collectively culture. Whose convenient would that be? That as the children have no idea, and then you got to work hard, and no pain, no gain. It was like, well, you got to get going. No one told that, hey, you can escape from here if you don't want to. Hey, you can quit if you don't wanna. If you find that it's not for you at the fourth day, don't give up. Never stop. And then, there isn't a pro con to both, but at the end of the day, as an adult, that we have an intelligence and observer view to just notice what was that back then, what is it at this point with me, what we can use our personal power to choose for better. It means like a healthy alignment. So that is the first lines, that love conditionally, knowing both end, negative, positive, wonderfulness, and then the weakness, and then reading to change, even having unconditional love regardlessly. So that's what the reminder for this week. And then angry about is the frequently find fault in myself. I'm not trying hard enough. This is I suppose so much childhood experience is influencing feeling as an perfectionism from gaining the unconditional love from someone who very close to us, means like caregivers. First caregiver is a mother, and then second caregiver figure is the father figure. So we supposed to have unconditional love from these caregivers, and they're in the childhood. The parents and the child, that to children want to gain that love and somewhat associated with conditioned love. If you play well at the piano lesson, and then, oh, you done wonderful, you're a great girl, that perceived as a love. And then if you're not doing well at the piano lessons, and then it's like, how come you're not, the conditioning. So got to work hard, even if you don't like to do that, but want to the love to get that attention from someone that is significantly important, especially from the caregivers. They're in the childhood, very young childhood, and then these repeated pattern and passive in that way, and then to trying to get an attention, to affirming, and then if it's not perfect, and then pointed out that environment, and then it's like got to perfect enough until then, and then become insecure to show as is if it's not good enough, and then unable to get the love. That's a conditional love, isn't it? But there's a view side from the parent and then the child, and that's always the human dynamic, right? So no one's fault, but just the dynamic. And then the key is to learn about yourself, because you're the most important person in your life, and noticing what was there and still remaining, which is like challenging to be open and allowing more fulfilling alignment to each day, everyday experience. So this if this unhealthy thought pattern hidden anger, the brain, what we think, belief system is the this mindset, that's energy center anger about self. How come I'm not perfect? Frequently find fault in myself. I am trying hard enough, beating self up to make it perfect. Perfectionism, hello. So it's a good idea, a good opportunity to take a look at your childhood, like 4, 5, 6. I would suggest that. Is there any significant memories that maybe you want to put that cover on it? But when you want to heal, to open that unhealthy thought, and then somewhat you may open that when you are ready, though. Sometimes it's not ready, to open up and take a look to address it. Right now, with an adult, intelligent, you capable to choose for your own better in talking to that little you might got hurt from whatever the way that she or he perceived back in when you are 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. Most likely through my experience myself, and also listening to my clients and others is that public humiliation can be a very deep sky. It's the public means like not only this dynamic with the caregiver or figure and then self, but the public means like a friends or schoolmates, and then that public figure is amplifying the kind of traumatic, so, but that was back then, and then here is now to choose. So let's check what Dr. Mona Lisa needs to add on this healing anger. Healing anger. 6 energy center. Healing anger. 16. Page 16. Healing anger. It's pretty long though. Okay, here we go. So when it comes to personal growth, author and teacher Louise Hay, who already died, but establisher of the Hay House Radio and Hay House Publishing, she's quite a fascinating lady. Like in all of us to grow growing tomato plants who haven't yet borne ripe fruit. Louise says that we wouldn't go out and stomp on a tomato plants and angrily demand, why don't we have tomato yet? Whether it's vegetable abuse or self-abuse, we shouldn't beat ourselves up if we are not far enough on the path to wisdom and enlightenment. By constantly finding fault with ourselves, we are, in fact, in an abusive relationship. With whom? With ourselves. Having an inner Nazi living in the critical areas of a brain, the frontal lobe to be precise, only leads to clinical irritability, anger, and depression. If we are constantly filling our mind with self-criticism, we are actively shedding our self-esteem. We might as well take our moods and immune system and put them through a paper shredder, because after the process of constant, painful, critical self-analysis, we don't have enough self-esteem left to create needed change in our life. The tricky part of our self-improvement is carrying two opposing options. It's possible to love ourselves just the way we are now, but also simultaneously know that we need to change and grow. By both loving ourselves and desiring to change, our mind body is bathed in the appropriate biochemistry of healthy growth. That's a great reminder from the physician point of view that when we self-Nazi, damaging and shredding the self-esteem, and then our body is not going to carry that energy for willingness and change and to create, that energy is less available when we are more focusing on the God, then how come am I stupid? Like how come I cannot do it? Beating up self so hard. Some point I was there that too, because of my self-esteem was really low through the childhood experience. Not too many noticing that my self-esteem is super unstable. But because of that, I was totally hiding that part of me with a very thick, energetic makeup, even when I was working as a professional person at the corporation. So always walk late because I needed to do that, make it perfect, to be ready to until that at least I could give a perfect approval for myself. And then that's a kind of a nature. But when you do that and showing up as like, hey, this is what I did, and then people goes like, wow, and then asking more, right? And it was like, excuse me. And then every time I do it, and it's the more and more harder, and then I got to pressure myself more and more, and then eventually my body is like, hey, would you please stop doing that? And then needed a medical attention. So that is really like covering some at some point, some level, building something is it could be good for the short time with the coach, or someone supervising your pattern of energy and guiding into that goal. That could be a different story, however, just by yourself without knowing it, because of self-esteem or unconditional love, or the way that we grown up with, that's mostly the normal case. That's most of the case, I suppose, that to do in your way until you learn there's another way to achieve. And then back into the square one, that I was listening some artist who is an what is that called in English? It's the book with the uh, paint, children's book writer. He's about 83 years old, the best-selling children book writer, and I was so into his teachings and sharing that. I was so resonated. He's a very old soul, but it's like a child, like passion and curiosity, and then he treats children as an same as an adult. I mean, that's pretty much about me also. That in the smaller body, with a less experience, and something that children doesn't have is the that adult has is that experience, less experience, and the body that they're in a smaller body, and the money, and then three elements, and everything else children has. So that's absolutely true to me. I'm resonating to his value. And then why I was telling is this story is that this is very much resonating to the self-esteem, the parents' expectations, and the children's behavior, children's natural power that to developing the personality, ego, and the healthy ego up to 7, and then our subconscious boom close, and then more to learn above neck to being part of community society and developing belief system. But before that, they're open and sponge, and it's so intuitive. Everything is intuitive, just the observing, noticing, and then, oh, this is that, and then learning the world around them. So that's what the human being is. But becoming an adult, more of being community, and above neck grows, and then too much head driven kind of. What about the heart? What about the pure intuitive knowingness and observer eyes? We kind of left, and then more head knowledge, intelligent is win over for a decision most of the time, which need a balance, I think. So and then why I'm telling you is that because of the self-esteem, this person says this is his belief, and I totally agree, is that there is okay to change. I mean, change if you don't like it, and no one teaches the children. Indeed, that when you and then work hard, don't quit. Um, to go every day to school and study until reaching into the certain score, and you can do that. Go. That's what they're convenient. That's not the individual respected way to guiding the human nature. And the human nature, if we love to do, and then we do it without no one telling to do that, but we want to do it because it's enjoyable, exciting. That's what inspiring, coming from inside and to doing. But motivated. So if you accomplish this, and then I take you to dinner, or I buy you some game toys, and then these are the motivation. When you got this, and then I give you something that you would like to have. That is that, and to get it, and that is not coming from here, but it's coming outside at what we want to, and they do it. So that's the bait to make it happen. Well, maybe that could be helpful to developing the discipline, but at the same time that create the auto zombie kind of. When you do it every day, then it becomes part of you, and then without thinking and just doing it without no heart touching, it's still sensing to want to do it because just like to do it. So that is something that popping up when I read in this card as and then in conjunction with unconditional love and attention from someone and approval, that nurturing the self-esteem, that is something deserving attention to adjust for healthy alignment. So that's what the reminder and I wanted to share for this week. Again, the reminder here for all of us is healing anger, sixth energy center, indigo. I love myself unconditionally. I accept both my strength and my flaws. I am through. Even though I love myself just as I am, I accept the part of myself that need to change and grow. So both, we are always growing. By the way, this is kind of a good reminder though, for me personally. And unhealthy thought is I frequently find fault in myself. I am not trying hard enough. This is absolutely easy to find this component with other people, like listening what they say, something like didn't go well, and then damn, whatever that person says is like shredding self-esteem. Damn, angry energy. So it's hard for ourselves to take a look at ourselves. So hope this is helpful reminder for your intentional creation for this week. Thanks for joining. So Mel, would you like to pick the card for your reminder this week? Healing reminder. Okay. So would you like to pull the card, or would you like to restart it so then I can erase your part maybe? That could be an option too, I think. I realized that you may want to keep some message privately. we can have some new format that would make us feel more comfortable. Two. Okay. Is that okay to keep continue as is, as a regular format? One, two, one, two. Okay, here is the card you picked for this week's reminder. And then I share a healthy thought first. And, okay. And then unhealthy thought. And then let me go scan your energy and come up with some reminder. Might be helpful for your week, this week. And send some healing. Okay. So the card you picked, no problem, no problem. I understand that because it's probably my end is very slow because I'm in Far East. It doesn't. I mean, probably the apps it gives a delay because simultaneous broadcast is happening. So the card you picked is healthy body. Healthy body. At the first energy center, root chakra, color red. It's about connection to the Mother Earth and safety, survival, feeling being belonged to, family, community, workplace, anywhere. That's what the energy center represent. And then the body is blood born structure to live life on earth in this physical body, and then also the immunity to protect our body from everyday living. So that's what the energy center, and then the literally healing body. So the healthy thought is, I feel safe and secure in the world. I have multiple families who help me feel like I belong. I'm supported and have a say. That's a healthy thought. Unhealthy thought is, my immune system, bones, and joints are weak and vulnerable. Okay, so let me go scan your energy. Okay. So something about the balance of your knowingness and then your everyday life's dynamic, and especially related to the first energy center is the family member or the community, or the people who interact or connect everyday basics, and that deserving a balance in a new way. And I think I'm feeling the unsureness about your what you are thinking above neck, what to do with it, including the how to communicate here is still on process. So what would be the good way to adjust, realign in this changing flow? So I'm getting the sense that that concern is like that what you feel in your heart remaining the same, but a little bit of I feel fear of being perceived in a new way that changes way of dynamic, the way you relate to as what both a familiar form. Um, so I'm getting the sense that there isn't a change, obviously, but unsureness is taken from the heart to the thinking. So, but I just want to remind you that your self esteem is very healthy and very active. So, I'd like you to trust in your gut and trust in your knowing, not here, but your sense of beingness. This is me. And then that everything else, that how you gonna express and communicate true self is needing the exercise, and that everybody goes through, including myself, and that's everybody's exercise. So just remind us that you are not the only one that to challenge to do that. So the process would be that I'm having a sense that absolute, open, authentic inner knowing is surely here, and your higher self or the purpose is so connected to that. So just be open, allow yourself to not the struggle, but allow you to not successful in order to become a new communicator for your inner knowing. So you are the communicator over inner child or inner knowing or your spirit guiding you. And no one can speak perfectly at the first time to, hey, this is me. By the way, what? Can you deliver a little bit better? You know, that, so maybe journaling would be helpful, but be protected your own work. That this is a very sensitive work, so that finding the safe environment to practice could be a good lesson, just like a muscle training. And then be sure that to especially I'm feeling that people close to you as a family member is very near. So I have a very sour experience that my journal got being opened by my family member while I was staying abroad. And knowing the fact was not the first time, and it was like so much anger and sadness and invasion of privacy and boundaries, and boom, and then for years I was unable to talk to them, or like my trust issue was totally destroyed, besides unexpected the unconditional love part. But back in that was happened when I my early 20s. So I don't trust family member anymore from that point. And then that was my fault. I take it because I left it and then they put that do not open. And if who wants not gonna open that to your daughter left it do not open, and then the parents, oh, she left this baggage with the do not open. Don't read, never ever. And I was so tempted to read because she's outside of Japan and not gonna come back for a while, and then they open it up and then read it everything. And then they got mad about what I was painted there. That's why I said to that's a childish mentality, but that was my fault. My parents didn't want to read it. I didn't want them to read it. But the way that I left it was so childish. So I'm now in charge to protect my sensitive part with the boundary. And sometimes it's overly sensitive. But that is crucial for our relatedness to the authentic, gentle core self. I know that's horrible, right? Yeah. Um yeah. So be in a safe space unless otherwise feeling betrayal. betrayal. So don't betray yourself, because you are with you all the time. And then inner being, we cannot cheat inner being. So got to, when the time is ready, to just take a look and connect with the writing, writing, and then be sure to that output is being protected, very safe. So the root energy center is the safety and protection and immune system. So as long as you can use your power to protect that dialogue. And I also suggest you to find in some supportive community. We have to burn it. Indeed, burn it. But so tempted to keep it, because uh, yeah, keep it because back then, oh, connecting to own feeling. That's what my weak part. So I decided to. Well, I decided to write it in a different languages that they don't understand, which is English. And then now started to live with a partner who share the mutual, the language. So it's like that's very crucial for me. It's like a private space. And then someone complains like, how come you're not so let others in? No, it's the clear boundary. That's what I am. I am becoming aware the importance for my own healthy being to love self more and love others more. So yeah, and the burn it. You know what? The old historical dramas and all the queens and royal families, all this, the secret dialoguing with the paper, and then the servant bringing all the messages, and then burn it in the light, candle, or put it in the fireplace, and then they always burn it. Maybe that's a simple, but still works nowadays. So the full moon's burning ritual would be a perfect opportunity to do that. But perhaps that full moon cycle is not enough for you right now. I encourage you to do at least every day, constantly, to connect and to affirming it would be helpful. So I'm sending the healing for you, that you are on the new lessons to express authentic self to the world around you. So no matter how weird the people around you respond to the way you newly express, but as long as there's an unconditional love in between, and then you will be transformed from this point with your transformative alignment. Thank you for allowing. No chance if that happened. Yeah. So that. Okay. So lovely to be able to connect with you and starting a new week, Mel. My last couple of weeks been strange, but everything's happened for the reasons, and reason meaning giver itself. The difference is there is no chance to Remember your thoughts and growth during that. Mm, right. Um, no chance to remember. Yeah, burning. I know learning from the past and the evidence. You're very welcome. Thank you for sharing. Um, yeah, I'm trying to keep the document at least 8 years. In the US, it's that 8 years is the magical document length. That's what I learned when I moved to that country. Any kind of legal document, keep at least for 8. And then above that, you can dump it. So that's what belief system, my system work in that way. And then I realized moving and dumping and so many writings. And I'm so glad that oh no, that's fine. And then you know what? So when I was dumping all this closet and cleaning up my stuff and family's belongings, and then the community friend gave us a helping hand and to, just getting rid of the documents, right? And these help us, like items like bags and clothes, they're like fine, just take it if you like. Um, for if we have the paper, yeah, I understand that. And these items, like you can take it if you like it, please take it, and then so they pick and take it and having fun, and then all these part are done, and then these intellectual part that only the person who knows what is has the power to decide, then they gotta go through one by one to keep it or let go. That's a huge work, including albums and stuff and creeping, which I was telling you back in springtime. I was so emotionally doing it, and then I appreciate the helper helping, but they have nothing to do at some point, just waiting for me to complete the decision, right? And during that time, had nothing to do, and then here's an album, so they started to take a look into it, and then started to talk about it, and that was so annoying. It's the private things and talking, especially my family's matters are in public because of my parents' occupation was on media. So it's like, oh, and then it's just was so discomfortable. And luckily that they don't read English. So my journal, like a huge papers. And then, how about this? And they asked me, how about this? And do you keep this? We're gonna keep this. And then I was like, oh, wait a second, I need to go through it. And then they just open it. It's wow, you write a lot. And then I'm so glad that if it's in Japanese, perhaps they go into my personal things. It's no longer personal. I freaked out the way they started to open up my journal. Like, hey, please do not touch over, But it was kind of the lessons, like, I need to really think about the magnitude of the work that I'm creating. I have no awareness about that. But this time for reorganizing the closet, everything, and then make it as a minimalist, I digitalized most of the part and stored into the digital, the memory cards, and then in the storage, and not so physical. But, physical physical is really important for some purpose, and I write with the pen, and physical is I'm a believer of that. So need a new system to operate, I think. But I'm so grateful for that. My parents traumatized me, and now I protect myself writing in English and living in this country, and not too many can read it. Unless otherwise, I was in trouble back then. But anyhow, so yeah. That's our own responsibility, and it's always good to express self with the rehearsing self, because we are always changing and people are changing, and we want to be very open and authentic to express. And then most of the time when we don't know what to, and we do nothing, we pretend as postponing or not doing, means like unsure about that. So yeah, just be sure to connect and communicate with self first in a safe way with the protection. And I think that's a very healthy way to becoming a healthy, mature person for our own better. And it's getting dark here. Let me put that lights on. Hold on. Yeah. So let us connect our energy before closing here. And 3 minutes at top of the hour. So let's talk 3 more minutes and then prepare for the top of the hour and to connect. Yeah. Writing is very crucial, and then especially I was also in the writing profession. The document, it's the strict secret document. How are you going to keep that strict document among strict? So it's the key at the desk and office, to managing. I'm good at managing for other people as an bosses, or as an secretary or an assistant, but for myself was so, got to use that for own bettering, useful skill. That doesn't mean that we are not trusting other people, but that is how important for our bettering. That's what the whole purpose is. Not hiding anything, but just to secrecy, secret, in order to create a better outcome. So that's a good way to look at that, I think. And that this week's collective reminder was anger, healing anger, the way we perceive, and the self-esteem. And a healthy way is to admitting the unconditional love to self, bringing up self-esteem. But on the other hand, at the same time, we are open to grow because we are changing for the better. And there's an always imperfection in the perfect way, and we become better when we do it, practice. um, if you are not practicing and then just knowing, but knowing and being is quite different. So doing sometimes helping to transform the being. we are human being not doing, but human being is do things to express our beingness. Oh, here's the top of the hour. So let us take a moment and embody your chosen goals, experience, next destination, new reality. Here now. And the intention that's set during the new moon time last week. I haven't touched my writing since then because I was not feeling well. But what would be ideal experience at the end of this year, 2023, December 31st? That's what the new moon's intention. Just feel it, taste it, hear it, smell it, touch it, experience it, feel the feeling of that exciting experience at the end of this year. Who's around you, what you are doing, how's your feeling. It is happening here now. So let us take a long, deep breath in, taking all the fresh energy air from the nose, counting 3, 1 now, 2, 3, exhale. And then let go, all no longer serving sense of self, repeating pattern, the part of me you no longer needing for this new experience. Saying out loud when exhaling from the mouth. Ready? Inhaling now. And last one, inhaling all the fresh new energy, resonating to your chosen experience, and bringing it into your being, and then embody fully and connect to the feel the energy that we are co-creating oneness, and support one another doing the same, and receive that energy, get supported at the same time. Ready? Let's go. So thank you for connecting. Yay! So talking about the next week, Monday, I am going to be out for Monday. So maybe coming back on Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe with that Wellness Wisdom Wednesday. But I love to connect on Wednesday for that key Wellness Wisdom Wednesday keyword awareness. and healing. Perhaps then going to the Twitter, former Twitter X, and then maybe come here would be a good new formation. So until then, you have a wonderful, wonderful, exciting week. And I see you and I see you. Thank you for leaving the heart, leaving the comment. Truly appreciate that. Thank you. My goodness. This is a pretty hard to make. Isn't this pretty? Does this any other finger hand message? Okay. I'm just curious. Oh my goodness. What about which part is oh my goodness, Mel? I know there's an interval, so I'd like to give a little moment to be sure that yes. Okay, Mel, are you typing perhaps? I wish that there could be another live streaming platform easily able to connect us. This is opposite. Okay. All right, Mel. If you are typing, I am truly sorry, but I think I am closing here now. So you have a wonderful evening. And the play viewer, if you're still viewing, thank you for connecting. And please follow me on this Twitch and YouTube that you are watching me now. So the next time that I can connect to you more convenient way. And then I am open to take healing requests as a healer. That's my practice and something that I do for free. No charge for healing requests. So please send me a healing request live or DM would be good. And look forward to connecting with you sometimes in the near future. Okay, thank you, Mel. Bye.